Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me today. I've been sorting my room out and trying to put my papers together, digitals that I've printed and not used. So I'm trying to organise myself and put them into, I've just got some of these plastic wallets, and I've just been trying to sort them out and organise myself and put the designers together so that when I want to use, say, the Paper Cameo or Roxy's Creations or Crafty Cat, I can just pull the file out. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I realised that I had some papers left over from Christy at Everlasting Journals. And I thought, well, I had a few and I found that some of them were double-sided. So I thought, it's kind of the start of a journal. So I got sidetracked tidying up. Who knew? Who knew that could happen? So I thought I would just show you. I'm just messing about with the papers that I found. Some of them were double-sided. Now I did a journal. I think it was a tall, thin journal that I made, and I'll put a link to the one that I did below. And I'd obviously got carried away with my printing, as don't you always? So I thought, well, I've got the start of another journal here. So these papers are mostly plain, so I will go back through the kits and print something else as well. But I thought, well, I'm just going to kind of put these together as a start of a journal. I love this. My granddaughter Lexi, her middle name is Swan. So anything with swans on, I just adore. So I can't remember while I'm doing this the names of the kits, so I will list them below. Christy's kits are not named, they're numbered. So all that I'm doing is just randomly putting papers together. I know they look quite neutral, but once I get going and print others, they won't. And that's the same next to it, so I might not keep it there. I'm just literally just putting together papers that I've got. This one is for a tall, thin journal. And I'm kind of thinking that I could turn that up as a pocket and then fold it in half. I wonder what that would be like. Shall we just try it, just do it and see? And if I don't like it, I'll cut this bit off and it'll be a pocket. And then this other one would just be a shorter paper. So that would be quite a deep pocket. Do you know what I'm thinking is that I could actually cut that and have it as a flip. So that would make two flips. That would be an idea. You see, I get carried away. I lose track of what I'm doing. So if I was to cut this, I could cut it down the middle, but I don't want to cut this little lad's legs off because that would be not a nice thing to do, Carol. So I'm kind of thinking that one might be bigger than the other. I don't want to chop his toes. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And then this could go as a flip on a page and have a pocket on the back. And it could have another pocket on there. But that would make, excuse me, that would make kind of quite a nice flip. So I think that's what those two will be. I think that would work. I do. I'm happy with that. And then this other one that I've got double-sided, again, that's for a tall, thin journal. But what I'm thinking is how would it be if I folded it down here so that it would stitch in there. So it would be a short page on one side. And then this would fold over so that it could actually be a flip out. So that would be a pocket. That wouldn't be a pocket. That would be a page. And then that would be folded to be a full flip out. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So that will go as a journal page like that, and it will probably get extended or something will happen to it. And then when you get here, this will be folded over so that when you you know, folded over to be flipped out, so that you've got all that space to write on, or I might put a pocket in there, and then you've got the whole of the picture there. And I don't think it matters that it's sideways, do you? I don't. I like to see different things in journals. So if I was going to fold that over, and of course I won't put it here because it's next to that one, but I'm just trying to get a size and a feel for it. So I think if I was to fold it there, it would fit. So I'm not going to do a big fold in it. So that, then, shall I put it somewhere else so you're not distracted by the two papers together? Not that it matters, does it? It doesn't matter. So you're coming along in your journal, you're opening it up. It won't look like this when I put my pages together. It's just to get a feel for it. That will be extended, that will open up. And then when you get to the back of it, that will flip out and you'd have the whole of that. I like that. And I've still put it next to that one that's the same. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. It's just to get a feel for the papers and how they work together. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put that together as the start of a journal. More papers to come. I'm just going to put a clothes prop on there. Clothes peg on there. And then we'll see what else we can do. I think that's the same image, isn't it? Yeah, that's the same image. But that would make a nice journal card there. What I like about these images on here is she puts these lovely yellow spots around them, which I think is really nice. So I think I'm going to cut this middle one out. And I think I'm going to just use it as a journal card. Taking care not to snip the others. Where have I cut to? Just there. Do you know, cutting straight is a bit of a requirement, isn't it? Did I do it? I did it. I did it. I might want to cut it off on the edges, but I think I might want a little bit of spotty yellow at the top and at the bottom. And I'm thinking, too big for that. Yeah, I think I will cut that down at the sides. I'm going to cut the paler edge off because I just want that to be a slightly narrower tag on there. I haven't got any fabrics out. I haven't got any bits and pieces to use as toppers or things like that. I'm just wanted to kind of get a feel for, I'm just playing really, aren't I? So that would be a tag in there, so that when it flips out, you've got a tag in there. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that I would like this to be a pocket on there. So I'm going to cut that out. Yellow spot. I love the yellow spot. Fabulous idea. I'm just going to take those off. Cut straight, Carol. And I think that's going to be a pocket on there. I think that would be nice. I think that would be very nice. Okay. So I'm going to do some little folds, and my little bone folder for this has gone walkabout. I've cleared my desk. I've searched everywhere. I don't know where it's gone. It has definitely gone for a walkabout, and it just does not want to come back. And I liked that little bone folder. It felt nice in my hand. It'll turn up, won't it? It will turn up when it's ready, and not before, I should think. Just going to put little snips in there. So do any of you, you know, when you've been doing a journal and you finish the journal, do you find that you've got papers left over that you haven't used? I think I know, you don't think, Carol, you know that you print too much when you're doing a journal, but I like to give myself choice. I don't like to, I guess, restrict myself on what I might need. So I tend to print the whole kit. I might print it a couple of times. Because you can use the journal pages for all sorts of things, can't you? See, I think that just looks lovely on there. I might cut the yellow off that, I don't know. I might just have it as. But I like that on there as a pocket. It's quite sturdy. This is quite a sturdy. Am I going to commit myself to this? What are we going to do, folks? Do I commit myself? I think I do. I think that I do. I'm thinking I might want to stitch this. Do I want to cut that down a bit? Do I want it such a deep pocket? Do I want that as a belly band? Do I want that as an uptuck? Oh, Carol, don't give yourself choices. What's not holding me back, what's making me think is I want this to be a flip. I want it to flip. And if I want it to flip, I need something for it to flip with. Don't I? I'm just looking to see if I've got anything. I haven't. I've got no scrap. Well, I have got some scraps somewhere in this. I could use that. I could use that quite definitely. So I'm gonna cut a strip of this. And I'm going to fold it in half. It's not quite in half because my folding never quite goes in half. Think, Carol, think you want to use this as a flip on which side? You want it to flip that way, so you want it to be a flip there. So I think that you want to add that on there. On that side. And then that will be attached to the page so that it'll flip. Won't it? Yeah, so if I attach it on there, so I don't need to stitch anything, I can glue it. So that's decided me. Glue. Oops, gloopy glue. I actually just filled this up, so it's a little bit manic at the minute. You know when you fill your glue pot up and it just wants to all squeeze out. I think it's because I put too much in. I filled it right up to the top. I probably shouldn't have done, should I? So that's going to go on there. Like so. Did I want to ink that at all? I haven't left it too late because I can do that. I can just rub the edge. There we go, just faintly. Okay, and then I can glue the pocket. I'm going to leave it as a deeper pocket. I'm just struggling to think if that glues on there, that will glue onto the page or stitch onto the page or something onto the page, and it could go on the opposite side, couldn't it? So let's just think. So it would go not on this page, but it would go on there like that, like so. and then that would flip over. It could go over the page and be a flip. It could, no, it couldn't go on there. Let me move that because it's throwing me because it's the same pattern. That could go on there as a flip. Anyway, yes, come on, Carol, get your brain together. So this is going to go on there, like that. I want it slightly, just slightly up. I'm thinking it could glue on the inside. Why am I struggling? I'm just looking to see if I prefer the green. No, I think I'll have the neutral side. All right, I'm going to stick that on. I'm going to glue it onto here so that it has a hinge, and then I'm going to start a box of ephemera ready for this journal. I want to put that as close to the edge as I can. See, it came out in a great big dollop then, didn't it? And I want to put some down here. Come on, glue. I just wanted to say thank you to you all. Your comments that you make, you know, when you comment on my videos, you really do make my day. You really do. I love to see what you write. I do get the odd one that I think, why did you even bother? If you don't like it that much, just, you know, just don't comment. Just don't watch me. But I think I've said to you before, I do these videos mainly for me, so that I can remember how to make things, because I've got a brain like a sieve. So that will go on there, that will glue on there. Does that make sense to you all? That will glue on there and be a flip. It's got a pocket there and it's got a pocket just there. So I need to join this pocket up. I'm not going to put hinges on it, not hinges, gusset type things. I'm just going to glue it. But I think that I will make a notch in the top of this, because that's going to be a pocket. Let's do a non-centralized pocket in there. Whoopsie, and I'm just going to glue it. I mean, who knows? I could stitch it at a later date. It could get stitched, but it probably won't. And then that's going to go in there as a pocket. So that's just going to remind me that that is a pocket to go. Make that into a tag. I'll have a tag session. And I might put this one in the bottom pocket. These tags may go elsewhere in the journal, but at least it's a start. I don't know about you, but I do tend to move things around when I start making a journal. They don't always stay where I put them, but it's always a good start, I think. I'm going to keep that bit of spot because I do like the yellow spot. And then that could actually have another ticket, another journal in there, couldn't it? So that's a pocket that's going to be a flip, and I'm really happy with that. Get one of my little plastic mushroom containers. They haven't got mushrooms in now. You know those plastic containers you get from the shops? I tend to use them as ephemera holders. Okay, what else have we got here? I feel like I'm on a bit of a roll now. What have I got that I'd like to do? I'd like to do all sorts, to be honest. Which paper to use? There was one in particular that I saw that I thought, oh, I could do that. And I can't find it now. Oh, this one. What was I thinking that I could do with this? It's not got anything on the back of it. Let's just cut the edge off this, because I had a thought what I would like to do. You know, when you see something and you think, oh. So I could use this as, I don't know if it was done for a tall journal, or if it's a, you know, you use it as a collaging piece. Doesn't really matter. You can use it however the mood takes you. How am I doing for time? 21 minutes. Flipping heck. Let time fly when you're having fun. Now, I think what I want to do with this is I want to use this lady. I don't quite know how this is going to work, so I'm stalling for time now, folks. I want to use this lady on that piece I've just cut off. I want it to be a flip out. I don't want her to be a flip out. I want this whole piece to be a flip out. Okay. So what I'm thinking is this could attach on a page. I'm just wondering if it would be enough to be a tuck on one side, which it would, and then a flip on the other. Okay. And then I want her, yes I do, I want her on there. Let me just straighten that up. You know, when you see something, you just think, yes, 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 yes. I want her to go on there, and I want this to be on the other side. So I want a piece of paper on the back of this. Okay. Cooking on gas now, folks. I want just a plainish piece of paper. That's pretty. Right, let me just, I don't need the white edges, because that's going to just confuse me, because I need to make sure that fits on. So let me just take those off quickly. Hope you can see what I'm doing okay. Okay, get rid of them. Let's just move that up out the way. Oh, I'm getting all excited now. So this I am going to put on here. I think this is going to be a flip onto the other side of the page. So and that's quite strong. Right, I'm going to put a crease in this so that it can be a fold, and it might be extended at some point and it might not be. I'm going to fold that down there. I want it that way, although it could go that way. It could go that way. It doesn't really matter, does it? So let's just have a look. It would need to go on a plainer side. Again, not necessarily on these. If it went this way, it would go on there, and on that side it could be a tuck spot, but I could add something else onto this. So, sorry, I'll move over a bit. I could add some more papers onto this, and it could turn into something else that glued onto the page. But I'm going to give myself the options to use it, you know, in different ways. So I think that what I'm going to do is I am going to back this up to that line. So I'm gonna ink this little bit. I've actually ordered myself some new ink because it doesn't matter if I re-ink this now, it doesn't work for very long at all. So I might end up taking this off and not having it, you know, it could end up being a flip on a page. So it could end up going like that, where it flips on a page and then I have a pocket underneath. This bit could go over. It could do all sorts. So if it could do all sorts, Carol, do you want now, I think I've just made a decision as to what I want to do. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on there, and I'm going to give myself enough room to fold this over so that it's, yeah. Right, you'll see what I'm doing. I've had a thought all of a sudden, and I want it that way. Okay, so let's glue this on. I'm going to glue it on all over. And then when it's dry, if it needs to be stitched, that's okay. I can stitch around it. So I want to make sure that I get the corners well and good. Okay. And then I want to stick it on, but I want to give myself some room that side. So that's glued on. Let's give it a good smidging. Okay. Cut this bit off. And we'll put that lady on. Don't you hate it when you do that? My blade needs changing. Quick job, easy done. So I'm just going to snip that off there with a nice new blade. There we go. I'm just going to snip that off there because it didn't quite fit. I'm going to take a smidgen off there. Is it as tall as the other kit page? I don't know. Okay. So what I'm thinking is that will still fold on that brown line, but this is going to come over to just before that line. And it's going to glue on there because that, when that folds over, I just want the glue to dry a bit. That will be a tuck there. Can you see what I'm saying? I don't want to fold it over just yet because when your glue's wet, you get that awful crease in your paper, and that really bugs me. But what I'm going to do is, that's the way I want it, isn't it? So I'm going to glue this to there. I hope this makes sense. I do hope it makes sense. I'm going to put plenty of glue on that edge, down that middle. Give it a good gluing. And again, if it needs stitching when I've done, so be it, it'll get stitched. I want that to fold over to there. I've lost my squidgy thing. Oh, it's there. My squidgy thing. Get rid of that sticky page. Okay, so that is going to be a pocket there. I don't want to do anything with it whilst it's soggy wet. I shouldn't really try and cut these edges off because that's when it tears, isn't it, when it's wet. But that's going to be a side tuck, and then it'll have a flip out on it. The only thing that I need to make sure is how much this lady, oh God, she is beautiful. Don't you think that just looks fabulous on there? I know I do. It's a bit sticky there, but it doesn't matter because that's going to be down. So I want that lady to go there. And so I want some paper on the back. What can I use? What have I got? I'm going to use that. I'm going to stick her on there. Yep, so she's going to go on there. Let's just move that a moment. You'll see what I'm doing in just a moment. I think you will. So I'm cutting this just a bit narrower than that lady. Okay. I don't even know if that's level, but it really doesn't matter. Is there an up and a down? I think that's an up. Like that. So that's going to stick on the back of there. It's going to stick on that side. So I can put her on there. And so this, I want it to have a torn edge, and you'll see why. To go on there, fab. So I'm going to stick this lady on. Getting excited again, folks. I've lost my glue. Here it is. It's rolled all the way over. So I'm going to put glue on her, and the glue's going everywhere again. Perhaps it'd help if I didn't squeeze it. That's going on there. Let me just trim that because I've got a little white edge and I don't want a little white edge. I'm being really fussy, folks, really fussy. And then I'm cutting the bottom off without sticking it to my ruler because we don't want that white bit. There. And I'm turning it round because we don't need that bit there. Okay. I like it now I've got scraps because then I can cover an envelope, can't I? Okay. So then this lady here, can you see I've left it open like that? So I've glued it down there, and she's going to slip on there. And as long as that's not wider than my page, so that's about 4 3/4. So that will fit. So she's going to go on there, and then when you turn it over, that's going to be on this page. So you can still write on there. So I don't want these white edges. At all. At all. Just go down there. I am looking forward to having some more ink. It's a bit juicier. Have I got it at the right bit? Yep. So about there, top and bottom. So what I'm going to do is I've kind of got her straight. I want her to be sort of straight. I think she's about level there. She might be a bit wonky. She might well be a little bit wonky. So I'm just going to glue the lady on. I know I'm covering some of this beautiful paper up, but ow, bummer. Carol, that'll do, about there. So she's on there like that. And then this piece will just get stuck onto the back. And there like that. Love, love, love. Love it. Yes, I'm happy with how this is turning out, folks. Really am. I might snip the corners. Now my scissors have gone. Oh. Buried them. Scissors buried. I might just nip that corner there. And that corner there. I think that is okay to fold now. Oh gosh, doesn't she look so pretty? And then let's see, I can show you where she will go. Well, not necessarily where she'll go, but that would fit, and it just fits perfectly. Look, that would, oh gosh, a golly. She might go there next to that because she looks gorgeous on there. So that will go on there. That will flip out there. That will be a pocket there. So when this bit's perfectly dry, I will cut a notch in there. So you'd glue it 1, 2, 3. Then you've got room to write. What do you think? Do you like it? I do. I like that very much. This is still a bit sticky, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put it in my little box of bits to get nice and dry. Have I got time to do anything else? What else could we do? I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this bit. Let's just cut this down. And then that's at least 3 things I've made, isn't it? I know I'm not very quick, folks. You have to bear with me sometimes. So this might be a flip out as well. I'm not sure. I'm going to cut this swan off. I'm going to give it myself a little bit more. I'm just wondering how wide that swan is, because what I'm thinking is because again this was for a tall journal. Can you see? Because it goes that way, and you wouldn't, well, would you want the swan on the side? I wouldn't personally, but I don't want to do a tall thin journal. But I'm thinking that that could fold over, and then I could have that on the front as a pocket. Is what I'm thinking. And I think that what I might do is extend it a bit on the back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this into a tall pocket. Am I going to make it into a tall pocket? I don't know what I want to do with it, to be honest, do I? Because if I do that, you won't see the back. I want it to be a bit of a wider. I want it to be a pocket. So that would go like that. And if I wanted it to be a pocket, then I could attach a bit on the back, but it would go onto a page. So it would go on a page like that. Oh, it'd be as nice as a belly band one, wouldn't it? So, okay, that's what I'm going to use it as. I'm going to use it as a belly band, which means it doesn't matter what's on the back because you're not going to see it. So I'm just looking to add some paper on there, so I'll have to cut it down a little bit, but that's going to be okay as well. So I'm just going to extend this on the back so that it will be a pocket, a tuck spot from the top, but it's going to be a belly band. You're not going to see this, so I'm going to glue that on there. Let's glue that on there. So you're not going to see that bit because it's going to be attached on there. I'm going to turn it up at the bottom. The only thing I would need to do is, when I've done it, is add some paper at the back there, because when you cut a notch in here you don't want to see the white, but that's absolutely okay. I don't mind doing that. So I want to turn the bottom up. I hope this makes sense. I'm just faffing with paper really, aren't I? I don't want to turn it up too much, but that's going to turn up like so. Cut off the back pieces. Just cut that little bit off there. Oh, these white scissors are so gluey, they're terrible. And then I want to put something on the back of this because it's not ever so strong. So I think that what I'll do is I'll rip a piece of this. Again, I don't know where my ruler's gone. So that is going to go on there, and that will go there, and you're not going to see, if I put that on there, you're not going to see glue book, you're not going to see the white paper when it's done. I hope I can get this finished for you so that you can see what I'm meaning to do. That's going to stick on there. Just to give some extra strength, because this is only copy paper. And then that is going to glue on there. Dare I cut a notch now while that paper's wet? Hold your breath. I did it. So I'm going to glue that. And then that swan is going to be, that swan is going to come and join this and be a pocket on the front. So I suppose I'm hoping that what you can see from this is, if you've got a piece of paper that isn't quite big enough, you can add something to it. You don't have to use journal pages as journal pages. You can cut them and use them as you would like. There you are, you can see that there. That's absolutely fine. Where did I put my swan? Here's my swan. I want the swan to be a pocket on here, is what I want. So I want her to be on here as a pocket, and I'm actually going to cut her everything's moving about. Like that. Turn the bottom up. And I'm going to turn the top over. Oh gosh, golly. And then she's going to be a pocket just there. So that will go on there as kind of a belly band, or it could go as a side tuck. You know, it could go as a side tuck either side. That will be a tuck there, and it will be a tuck there, and it will be a tuck there. So there's three tucks just there. I just want to add a little bit of paper on there. And down at that other bottom bit, because as I say, it's not ever such thick copy paper. I'm going to glue that on there. And you won't see it. And then a little piece on there, just to cover up, so it's not going to get anything caught on it. Just kick that snippet off there. Okay, snip off these extra bits that we don't need, and then we'll just have a quick recap. Sorry folks, I've kept you forever today, haven't I? Glue that over at the top to reinforce at the top, and then my little swan pocket, my little Lexi, can go on there, and I'm really pleased. I love it. I had a horrible feeling then that I was putting it on the top of this pocket, but now I've got my notch there. That would be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? She is going to go back on there. And then that will be a pocket, so it'll be a tuck spot just there, a tuck spot there, and it'll be a pocket just there. I think I would put it as a side tuck actually, but then I've given myself options, haven't I? I haven't committed myself to anything. And obviously these papers, they may not be the ones that end up in the journal, because some of them have similar backgrounds. But it gives me an idea of what size I can make things and how big I want things to be. So I've done 3 things. So we've got those 3. We've got the flip, we've got the pocket, and then we've got that flip with a tuck as well. And that's about dry enough for me to cut a snip. So that's where I'm at so far. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, I will link Christy's shop below. That's Everlasting Journals, and I'll try and have a look and see which kits I've used. But if you're not sure and there's a particular paper you want, just ask me in the comments below. Take care folks, and I'll be back later. Bye.